Well, hey, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Chuck, and I'm your host today for another episode of Mocktails. And today we're going to be doing a drink known as the Louisiana Mule. Well, it's not the Moscow Mule because, well, there's no vodka in it, so really has no connection to Russia whatsoever. But it does have a couple of ingredients that you would find here in Louisiana. And so let's get right to it. Now, the main ingredient for a Moscow Mule and a Louisiana Mule is ginger beer.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
Well, no, not that kind of beer, and certainly not that kind of ginger. Now, we're talking the ginger beer that is brewed non-alcoholic and is the main ingredient for the mule, whether it's Louisiana or Moscow. And so that's what we're going to start with. We start with a glass of ice. Now, traditionally, a Moscow Mule is served in a brass mug. Now, although a good friend of mine offered me a brass mug, I felt like, well, it's a visual, so it wouldn't be much of a visual thing if it was you couldn't see it. So we're going to go ahead with the glass for today. So the recipe calls for 4 ounces of ginger beer, and the ginger beer is nothing special. It's just any ginger beer that you find in the store. The one I'm using today is Bundaberg. It's made in Australia, and I find that it's a good ginger beer in that it's not overpowering ginger. You know, ginger can be a very powerful spice. Alright, no, not that kind of ginger spice either. I mean, and if you get that joke, you're kind of showing your age a little bit. For you younger people, go ahead and Google Spice Girls, and then you'll understand it a little bit better. All right, so anyway, we got our ginger beer, and then the next thing it calls for is a teaspoon of lime juice. Of course, if you have a lime laying around, it, fresh squeezed lime juice would be better. However, I don't. And now that's a Louisiana product. We grow a lot of citrus here in Louisiana, so that's one connection right there. So we're going to use a teaspoon of lime juice, okay? And then the other thing is we're going to add a couple of teaspoons of simple syrup. Simple syrup is simple. It's, to make it yourself, it's equal parts water and sugar, and you heat it till boiling and stir it and get it good mixed. The sugar's dissolved in there, and then let it cool, and then it's ready to use. You can buy a bottle. I don't know why you would necessarily, because it's very simple to make. I do make my own. I'll add a couple of teaspoons of simple syrup. And essentially, for some people, that might even be enough. That might be the Louisiana Mule. Now, the sugar is another Louisiana product, so we have a lot of sugar cane that grows here, and we produce, I think, at least like 25 to 30% of the nation's sugar. So there you go, another Louisiana connection. We're talking more Louisiana and we're talking Moscow here. All right, so the next thing is, I like it to have a little kick to it. So to add a little bit of kick, the next thing we're going to add is, this is what is called Shrub. Shrub is essentially infused vinegar. This particular vinegar is infused with oranges. Oranges, yes, another Louisiana product. Yeah, we're going right there. We're one Louisiana product after another. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of Shrub. If you don't have infused vinegar, white vinegar would probably, would do the job just as well. Okay, this will have a little bit of an orange flavor to it, but a little bit of white vinegar. I know it might not sound great right at first, but try it. Okay, it adds that little kick to it. People who have tried it said that it makes it taste more like it has vodka in it, and so you get that sort of that faux mule taste. Faux mule taste. I guess gets a little kick. There you go, the little mule kick that you might want. Now, the other thing that I add, see, I add a little something extra to make it even a little better. Now it's good right by its own, right the way it is. If I mix it up right now, it would taste wonderful. But I also like to add about a half teaspoon of olive juice. I think the salt from the brine adds a little bit, kind of really brings out all of the different flavors. And it really makes it, you know, it puts a little kick to it. In fact, in taste tests, people have told me that it actually makes it taste too strong. Now it's amazing that just a little bit of olive juice can do that, but it does. To me, it adds a lot to it. All right, so I'm going to mix it up. I know, I'm using my measuring spoons again to mix. That's just what I do. That is a good drink. It'll travel well too. If you make a batch to bring to a party, it's very easy. You can put it into a pitcher. Just add ice when you get there. The other side of it is make sure you bring enough for other people to drink, because I guarantee you, when they taste this, they're going to want some. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me again. I really appreciate it. If you want to, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, I'd like to hear them. Maybe there's a drink that you've tried that you really like and you want to pass along. I'd love to pass it along. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
And that's all, folks.